Yes, A.W.O.
A.W.O.
Okay, unajua last week on Sunday,
Yeah.
Rais Ruto alisema kwamba atastop maandamano jinsi ambavyo aliweza kustop rege. Ni maoni gani ambayo unaweza toa kama mfuasi sugu wa Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party?
Yeah, Mr. William Ruto alisema atastop maandamano kama rege. Ndio, kustop maandamano ni kitu mzuri. Maandamano haitusaidii sana, ikiendelea inaharibu uchumi ya nchi. Lakini siwe kwamba alikuwa anasema out of pride. Kuna kiburi kwamba kama rege venye alisimamisha, maandamano pia itasimama ili kuzuia Wakenya kujiexpress. Sababu maandamano ndio unasikia is the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the unheard, and it's anchored in the constitution. So hiyo ni kama kususpend article 37 of the constitution. Now suspending an article in the constitution is a gross violation of the constitution, and the president risks being impeached. So if it was out of goodwill to stop maandamano through listening to Kenyans, then it's a good thing. But it was if it was meant to be out of pride, no, that's uncalled for.
But according to the president, he was saying that most Azimio supporters are taking advantage of the situation. They loot public properties. What is your take on that? Because we know Article 37 gives you the right to picket, but it should be peaceful. But we saw that some supermarkets were looted. What is your take on that? Because it is a responsibility of the president of the day to make sure that we have security in Kenya. What is your take as an Azimio supporter?
One problem that we have in this world is that we are being ruled by politicians. And politicians are quite liars. It's a politician who will come and argue with you that this is not a table, that it is an elephant. And it's an elephant because it's standing on two feet or two stands. So politicians often speak things other than the truth, because we saw very well that there were shooters, there were armed people not in police uniform, and they were accompanied by the police. They were actually with the police. Yeah. So these are the people who are killing Kenyans. Then concerning the looting and everything, you don't know where the truth stands, because some time back Mike Sonko gave an expose after fallout with the government, and he reminded us how when he was in government, the Jubilee government, they could buy vehicles, take them to Ngong Road, torch them so that it can be seen by the public that it was the Azimio demonstrators who were destroying property. Yeah? So many things happen in politics, and it's very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. When I become a leader, I wish to become a leader and not a political leader, because politicians are kind of filthy.
Okay, there's one thing that we have to understand. After Mandamano, we saw Azimio principles being led by Raila Odinga. They want what is called a talk between the opposition and the government. Don't you think as a supporter who always take part in Mandamano, you guys are being cheated by your politician, and at the end of the day, they sit down, and maybe one of the issues that you guys were carrying out, you're protesting against, they do forget about it, because they never talked about the high cost of living. It was just only brought after a member of parliament for Embakasi East complained of the high cost of living. But other issues that you guys are protesting against, don't you think your leaders are always cheating you guys to go to the street after protesting? You are killed, or maybe you are arrested, and at the end of the day, your interests are not taken into consideration by your leaders.
Yeah, that if that is true, then I would say that's a very unfortunate situation. But the way I know our leaders, Azimio leaders, they are speaking for the people. And the reason why we are having mandamanos this time down was because of the high cost of living. So it beats logic that the cost of living is not among the issues that are to be discussed. Yeah, it beats logic. But then again, upon further scrutiny, found out that that list of the issues to be discussed emanated from UDA side. Yeah, and it was a letter written by Kimani Ichung'wah, and it was actually bearing his signature, and it was not bearing the signature of Opiyo Wandayi, which is contingent on the other side. So as the Mio people are there, representatives are there for the people, I would say that, not for themselves. But then again, we are not going to demonstrate till the second coming of Christ. Definitely it was to get to a point where demonstrations will stop and the country will go on. Yeah, but I would say, sometimes it's okay to compromise. It's okay to compromise, and one of the most popular compromises that we have is the Great Compromise of 1787 and the United States of America. So it's not something unusual to have people sit down and compromise, loosen the whatever their stands for the betterment of the people of Kenya.
Okay, so away from that, the team that is supposed to represent the Kenya Kwanza government, led by Honorable Ichung'wah, and also the Azimio, it is being led by Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. You, as an Azimio supporter, do you have faith in Kalonzo Musyoka that he will spearhead some of your things that you guys were raising as Azimio supporters? Do you think Kalonzo has got the capacity to spearhead some of the issues that you guys were raising?
Yeah, the Right Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka is a leader, a political leader, other than a politician. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way he's been carrying himself over the years, is somebody who is not selfish. Is not selfish at all. So that's somebody that has the interest of the people of Kenya at heart. So I have faith in him. I have faith in the other members who are in the team with him. Those are people that we will look up to. Those are people that have been fighting for us. People often have a problem when these leaders speak up. And the naysayers often do not forget to say how these people are just fighting for themselves, for their stomachs. But let it be recalled that we have leaders who have lost their lives in the line of duty. We have leaders who have lost their lives fighting for Kenyans, and they knew very well that they would eventually be killed or be put in prison for standing for the truth. We have the likes of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, we have Tom Mboya, we have J.M. Kariuki, so many of them. So leaders are called by God for the people, and they are passionate about the people and the well-being of the people. So it's actually a sacrifice, yeah. So people should have faith in this team, and I believe that they are the interest of the people at heart.
Okay, so away from that, so recently, I think maybe 5 days ago, the official opposition of South Africa, that is Julius Malema, he told a leader that you truly believe in, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, that he should stop disrupting the stability in Kenya. What is your take in that? Do you think it is right for him to meddle with activities taking place in Kenya?
Well, it's not wrong for Julius Malema to put an input on the global happenings, the global political scene, and most especially in Africa. It's not wrong for him and any other leader, because Africa is one, Africa should be one, and injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. Julius Malema is coming out as a young leader, and a very unique leader. A very unique leader in that he is from South Africa, but he talks about the happenings of the world, and most especially Africa. So Julius Malema is a Pan-Africanist political leader. And we have a shortage of Pan-Africanists in leadership. The Pan-Africanists that we have are majorly scholars. Speaking of the PLO Lumumbas, those are scholars, not political leaders. So, but we know very well that the political leaders that hold the stakes and when it comes to decision making. So Julius Malema forgets, for a minute, he forgets that the challenges that Raila Amolo Odinga has been facing over the years are the same challenges that somebody like him as a Pan-Africanist is going to face, because Raila Amolo Odinga has tried being president 5 times, and Julius Malema is aware of this, and he castigated Raila Amolo Odinga even before for failing to be president for after 5 attempts. But one thing that he forgets is that Raila Amolo Odinga is also a very great Pan-Africanist, and is one of the few leaders who quote Pan-Africanism or maybe neo-colonialism and its effects in his presentations. So the powers that be, the imperialists, do not want Raila Amolo Odinga to ascend to power. And so Julius Malema should expect to face such obstacles in his quest to be president, yeah? Because as we know, they are going to be having their elections next year, 2024, and Julius Malema is going to vie, and by the look of things, is very popular, even though his party, the EFF, comes third after Democratic Alliance, but his coming out was very popular. So winning, let Julius Malema know that winning the elections is one thing, and being announced the winner is another thing. Okay, in Africa.
And I think as we conclude, there have been a lot of allegations that the former President Uhuru Kenyatta is responsible for funding Mandamano. What is your take on that as we wrap up?
Yeah, okay, and Uhuru Kenyatta has actually come out to defend himself, and I think he shouldn't defend himself, yeah, because demonstrations are anchored in the Constitution, is allowed. And one thing about demonstrations is that they come with a budget. They come with a budget. There are placards to be printed. There are T-shirts to be printed. You see, there are people to be ferried from one point to another because we are going to petition the offices. So funding Mandamano is a good thing, and it is constitutional. And I don't think Uhuru Kenyatta, if he is funding the Mandamano, should even be hiding. As a matter of fact, it should. It's a very good thing because at the same time is providing jobs to the youth through printing of those placards, those T-shirts. So it's a good thing that he's doing. We are having circulation of money in the economy, and he should not be ashamed of it. He should not be ashamed of it at all. After all, we Kenyans also found the Mandamano because we use our own little money that we have to travel from this point to the point of conversion. So you see, okay. It's a good thing.
Okay, I know. As we finalize, I remember there was a time member of parliament from Bakazi East, that is Honorable A.W.O, he said that Uhuru's long con, something Uhuru long con in quotes. What is your take on that?
Okay. There is always somebody who will look at things from a different angle, and it's a good thing because as time goes, we must be in a position to scrutinize these happenings. And A.W.O is a leader that I respect and a leader that I admire, and what he's saying should not just be thrown under the bus. But one thing about long cons, that a long con is not meant for you or for anyone to discover, and when it's still in its course, because it's something that is properly engineered. Is properly engineered so that you do not know how it goes. Yeah, speaking of the Ponzi schemes and the pyramid schemes, those are examples of long cons, and you are not supposed to know that it's a long con until it ends. Maybe until somebody, until one of the players decides to write a book, maybe years later, so many years later, maybe after 10 years, 20 years, when they are resting, yeah, is when one of them maybe will reveal that it was a long con and probably put it in a book. They probably put it in a book. So I will not say that it's a long con, and I will not deny that it was a long con, because I'm not supposed to know according to the engineers of such a game.
Okay, thank you so much.